Hi, welcome to Ski Forever Yoga. I'm Carl. Thanks very much for joining me for this session. We're going to focus on some of the yoga basics. If you're just getting into yoga, these are some of the moves that will really help you improve your skiing performance, your strength, your balance. And if you've been practicing yoga for a while, it's always good to come back to the basics, remind yourself of exactly how the poses should be done. And once we go through each of the poses, we'll link them together into a bit of a flow. So let's get started with some breath and mountain pose. Building your poses from the ground up with the ankles below the knees, below the hips, shoulder blades down, slight rotation of the hips forward, and open up the chest. This is mountain pose. And that breath relaxes the nervous system, moves you from the flight and fight pose you may have been in from a busy day, and puts you into the relax and restorative mode. So that's mountain pose. Now let's look at standing forward pose. From mountain pose, you can put your hands on your hips if you wish, and flat back. And once you get down, let the weight of your head take you all the way down. And if you're just getting started, that's forward bend. You can feel that in the hamstrings. And half bend. Nice flat back, head forward, neck reaching forward, and shoulders back. That's half bend pose. And from half bend, we're going to go into plank position. Hands down, legs back. You want your wrists under your elbows, under your shoulders. You want a straight line from the top of your head to the heels. And you want to face the elbow creases forward. You can have a slight bend in those elbows so that you're taking the weight of your body in your muscles and not in the joints, so that we're protecting our joints. This is plank pose. And the longer you hold these positions, the more energy it takes and the more strength you build. From plank pose, we'll go into chaturanga. Elbows along the ribs. You can go down about halfway onto the tops of your feet and open up, making sure you're not pinching the lower back. You want to make sure you're engaging the thoracic and cervical part of your back, mid and upper. And that's your upward dog. From here, we'll roll back onto the toes and navel up into the spine and downward dog. You want to make sure you're using especially the thumb and the index finger. You can put your weight there, but also distribute it through each of the knuckles and pressing the palm onto the floor. That lets you take the weight out of the wrists. You want to protect your wrists. Your chest is reaching towards your thighs. And you can reach those heels back towards the ground. Closer your chest gets to your thighs, you'll feel the hamstrings open up. And you can pedal out your down dog. Left hand, right heel, right hand, left heel. And that just starts to open things up and loosens you up. And that's your down dog position. From down dog, we'll go into a high lunge. Right foot forward. You want to have that leg at about a 90 degrees. Open up the back leg a little bit so that you're on railroad tracks. You want to have some distance between the feet for stability. You're going for a 180 on the forward leg, distributing the weight evenly, torso over the hips. You don't want to be leaning too far forward or too far back. And you can open it up like you're holding a great big beach ball. There's your high lunge. And you can switch to do that on the other side with the left foot forward, right foot back. You're on the balls of the back foot. Knee over the ankle. You don't want to be too far forward. You want to protect the knees. And holding that beach ball and breathing. Step up to the front. We'll go back into mountain pose. And those are just some very basic stances. Now let's put those together into a sun salutation A, one of the basic flows you'll experience in yoga. Perfect to get things warmed up and to get that sensation of flowing from one pose into the next and the fluidity of that. And sometimes you'll be doing a slow flow, and sometimes in power yoga you'll be doing a fast flow and moving quickly from one to the next. But we're going to walk through this at a reasonable pace so that you get a sense of how you link the poses. And remember that the movements between the poses are just as important as the poses themselves. To get grounded and to feel the sensation of the blood circulating, the breath moving, and so on. So let's start in mountain pose. And forward bend. Into half bend. And we'll take it to this side. From half bend, we'll go into high lunge. And from high lunge, hands down to the mat. Step the right foot back into plank position. And chaturanga into upward dog. Remember the tops of the feet. You're putting the weight back there and opening with the upper and middle back. And back into downward dog. Now we'll go to high lunge, right foot forward. We're holding that big beach ball. Back up into mountain. We'll do the half bend and the full bend. Back up into mountain pose, and we'll switch sides. Let's take the bend one more time. Forward bend, half bend, forward bend, half bend, and then we want to do left side high lunge. Place the hands on the mat on either side of that left foot into your plank position, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. And back up into mountain pose. And that's your sun salutation A, a combination of some very basic moves: mountain pose, standing forward bend, the half bend, the high lunge, the plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog, high lunge, half bend, forward bend, upward stance, and mountain pose, where we end. Very simple, basic routine, great to get started on, gives you a nice warm up, and it's a really excellent introduction into some of the more complicated moves that you'll experience along the way. Perfect way to get ready for more yoga and, of course, for more skiing. Thanks again for joining me. I'm Carl. Look forward to seeing you again on your mat soon. Thank you.